Who really makes history? Is it the presidents you see on TV? The generals you read about in textbooks? What if the Cold War, a 40-year standoff that threatened to end the world, was changed forever by one man? A man deep inside the Soviet system. A man whose name you've never heard. He was a model officer of the Warsaw Pact, a trusted insider. But for 9 years, he was also America's most dangerous weapon. This is the story of the spy who pulled the ultimate insider's trick, and may have prevented World War III. His name was Ryszard Kukliński. He was a colonel in the Polish People's Army, a brilliant strategic planner. He wasn't just in the system, he was one of its architects. He sat in the very center of the Warsaw Pact's high command. Every day, the darkest secrets of the Soviet military machine passed across his desk. And in the early 1970s, Kukliński saw something that chilled him to the bone. He saw the Soviet plan for World War III. It wasn't a plan for defense. It was a plan for a surprise, overwhelming invasion of Western Europe. And he saw the price. In the first few days of the conflict, the Soviets expected NATO to retaliate with nuclear weapons. Their plan? To absorb that retaliation. On Polish soil, his beloved home country, his cities, his people, would be sacrificed. An acceptable loss. A nuclear wasteland to protect Moscow. Kukliński was a Polish patriot first, and he faced an impossible choice. Betray his allies, or betray his country. He decided to act. In 1972, Kukliński wrote a letter. He was on a sailing trip in Germany. He found a payphone. He made a call to the U.S. Embassy. He offered his services. He didn't ask for money. He asked for a way to stop the apocalypse. The CIA was stunned. It was too good to be true. Was it a trap? A KGB dangle? They tested him. He passed. They gave him a call sign, Jack Strong. For the next 9 years, Ryszard Kukliński lived on a razor's edge. By day, he was the model officer planning the very war he was trying to stop. By night, he was a spy. This wasn't James Bond. This was real. One mistake, one suspicious glance from a colleague, meant a dark basement and a bullet to the back of the head. He used dead drops, tiny signals. He passed information on microfilm, hidden in plain sight. And what he delivered changed the world. He didn't just send reports. He sent the originals. Tens of thousands of pages. The entire Soviet war plan. The exact locations of their secret command bunkers, deep in the forests of Poland and East Germany. Their nuclear missile specifications. Their communications protocols. Their tank strengths. Their weaknesses. He gave the West the keys to the kingdom. He was, as one CIA officer later said, the single most valuable asset we had in the Cold War. Every time President Carter or later President Reagan sat down to negotiate with the Soviets, they knew exactly what the other side had. Kukliński's information gave NATO the confidence to call the Soviets bluff. It completely rewrote America's defense strategy. He was a ghost operating in plain sight. But no secret lasts forever. By 1981, the Soviets knew. They had a leak, a catastrophic one. And the hunt was on. The KGB and Polish counterintelligence, the SB, were closing in. They suspected someone high up, very high up. Kukliński felt the net tighten. His contacts became jumpy. He was being followed. He sent his final, desperate signal to the CIA. I am compromised. Get me out. Now. So, who was Ryszard Kukliński? Was he a traitor who betrayed his uniform and his comrades? Or was he a patriot who made an impossible choice to save his country, and perhaps the world, from nuclear fire? History is rarely simple. But one thing is certain. He was one of the most dangerous and most consequential men you'd never heard of. Until now.